Welcome again to another episode here in season 4 of Vegas. Now, how do you be on the show? www.three.Vegas. Go to how to be on 3. Connect with us that way, and we'll do our best to get you into the program. Now, before I introduce my fabulous colleagues here, I want to let you know you'll notice an empty chair here. We have an in-studio guest, and you're like, now, oh my gosh, how do I be an in-studio guest with Vegas? Well, when you go to www.three.Vegas and you contact us, say, I'm going to be in Vegas and would love to have the experience in studio here at WWDBTV. And by the way, there are more programs than just the fabulous Vegas here. So make sure that you check out all that WWDBTV.com has to offer. And you can see the variety of programs that they offer that here supports the community, supports your health, and supports a variety of amazing business people here. So I'm going to introduce Tammie Roitman. She is our intuitive clinical hypnotherapist. The fabulous Kris Gray. She's our master astrologer. And me, my name is Mona Van Joseph, and I do intuitive tarot. So we're going to be back just after this, and we're going to introduce you to Tracy, our in-studio guest.
The Showgirl Legacy Foundation is a 501c3 nonprofit dedicated to preserving the historic significance of the iconic showgirl as a performing artist. We achieve this through curriculum-based educational programs in partnership with the Las Vegas Academy of the Arts. The program includes a panel of entertainers and showgirls modeling authentic costumes for the visual arts students to paint. The students submit their artwork to the Showgirl Art Competition that becomes the annual Showgirl Art and Costume Exhibit. The foundation also represents guest speakers that give historical presentations about the Las Vegas Stage Show Spectaculars and their personal experiences. The speaker brings authentic show costumes for photo ops and tailors their presentations for conferences, conventions, luncheons, museums, and other venues. Recently added to the Foundation's repertoire is the talk show The Showgirl Connection with your host, Luann. She interviews former and current showgirls, dancers, entertainers, and all the people behind the scenes that make the magic happen. The Showgirl Connection wouldn't be possible without the partnership and support of WWDBTV and owner John Stiles. Learn more about us at showgirllegacy.org and castandcrewreunion.com. For questions, email us at info@showgirllegacy.org.
Welcome back, everyone, to, again, season 4 of another episode of www.three.Vegas. You'll notice that we have an in-studio guest today. This is the fabulous Tracy. Tracy, thank you for being on the program.
Thank you for having me.
Now, how did you find us, and how did you know to ask if you could be in studio? Because that was very, very wonderful of you to go, hey, I live locally.
Well, I do know some very wonderful people who love to do this kind of thing, and they invited me over, wink, wink, to be on your show.
Awesome, awesome. So the way the program works is that you present your issue, and then you choose which one of us you'd like to have answer that question or that issue first.
Okay.
And then after she's done, she's going to spend about 7 minutes with you. After she's done, then you choose the next person that you want to have address the issue. And then by default, whoever's quote left over answers your issue next. So why are you here today? Why would you like to be a part of 3 and have us explore?
Well, I have recently been laid off from my job.
Geez.
And I have been looking for something new, but I don't want to do just anything. I would like to go into a direction where I have purpose, passion, and also success, something that's going to bring me some money. So I was wondering if you can tell me which direction I should be leaning towards.
Okay, so who would you like to have address this issue first?
I would like to start with Kris.
Fabulous Kris. Okay. All right, it's all about you, Kris.
Okay. So just kind of basics. So you're a Leo sun and a Virgo rising. And I pick up a lot of Pisces energies from you. And so you actually don't have any placements in Pisces. However, you do have what's called like a stacked 12th house, which rules Pisces. So you are a really good mix. I'm going to say your overall, your main energy is Pisces. So I want to dive into there. Even though you don't have signs there, you still have a lot of energy in that house. Okay. And then, so you have Pisces, Virgo, and then you have kind of the undertones of the fire, the Leo. So, first of all, I just have to say that you have a very unique chart. It talks about you having a personality that is very impactful, and you can make it, you have the ability to make a influence and an impact on people and whoever you work with, even just day to day. So you have this gift of being impactful. And I love that you had asked about, something that would be purposeful and passion, because you having that Virgo rising, so you have to be of service. It's just a part of your being. You are not fulfilled unless you are of service, and it's purposeful and you're serving others. So you have like this desire that's just inside of you to be of service. And so the big word that comes to me is servant leadership. I think you are a servant leader. Are you familiar with servant leader?
No.
You got to look it up, because I feel like you're going to resonate with you. It's going to resonate very strongly with you. So servant leaders, they serve others first, and they encourage and develop their team versus, try more of less managing, more of inspiring, building, developing. And so that's really what I get from you, is that you work with your team. You're very compassionate and empathetic, but there's also that, that's intellectual side from the Virgo, where so you're able to manage a business or manage a position that you're empathetic with your people, but you also make very wise business decisions because you can balance the two. So, but above all, I feel like you put people first. And so you have a few of the, what I call psychic gifts. And so one in particular, I'm going to tell you it is a blessing, but you have probably experienced the other side to that, because there are. So you have the ability to see things that are not visible to others. So you've probably had experience where you've uncovered things at work, or this could be anywhere from theft or fraud, or just kind of like the things that is not talked about, or maybe even intentionally concealed. You have this gift to uncover it and to see what doesn't, what's not visible. Also with that too is you have the ability to tap into people's unrealized potential. And that is a really big part, I think, that plays into that servant leadership, because you want to be of service and purpose and develop people and help them grow. So you have this intuitive ability to see somebody's full potential, and from there you can, develop them and help them reach that full potential. The downside to that is sometimes having that ability to see the things that are kind of hidden. If you get too close to somebody who's intentionally concealing those, then sometimes that can be a problem. And so they'll find ways to kind of block you, or even sometimes even get rid of you, So it can be a little bit of a curse, but then again, it's overall a beautiful gift to have. So I want to talk to you about your kind of what's going on, and so your question. So the big thing that I keep getting for you, and your chart definitely backs it up, but intuitively, I feel like there is a feminine energy on the other side. I don't know if this is mother, grandmother, or it doesn't necessarily have to be a blood relative, but it's somebody who you have feminine energy that is supporting you from the other side. So, and also maybe it's a grandmother or aunt, or it's not always a feminine, but it feels very feminine to me. And so it could be someone that you didn't have a whole lot of time with on earth, but they've crossed over. And so they have been with you your entire life. And they're guiding you right now. What you're experiencing, it's in your chart, but more importantly, it's divinely guided and supported. So you have a lot of, some people call them guardian angels. So you are think of it as a course correction, because the last, this is probably 2023, and maybe even more intensely in the last, well, I'm going to say just 2023 in general, for the last 2 years or so. You're going through this major transformation, and it affects your financial. So it's usually what you do for work, but now it's moving into, based upon you specifically, your chart is your true calling. And so your angels are guiding you into this next chapter, and they have to make you really uncomfortable. So it's either, and I actually got this from Mona, and I love that she says that sometimes she just has this, not all the time, she has this way of putting things into words that it just makes so much sense for me. But she always tells me there's 2 ways you have change. Either you're made so uncomfortable that you're forced to change, or something incredible comes along and you can't say no. So I feel like over the last 2 years, you've been made very uncomfortable.
Yes.
With that, though, your angels are like, no, Tracy, you're supposed to move on. This is not for you anymore. So if you aren't able to make those changes, your angels make those changes for you. And so, and it has to be where there's no going back. So it's putting an end to something, so that your next chapter, the only direction is to move forward. So you're stepping into this time that is your calling. And so I get something, maybe working with people as far as maybe human resources, but it's definitely a leadership position. Have you ever thought about maybe HR?
I have thought about it.
I think that would be your ability to connect with people, and your empathy, and being able to make that connection between business and the human aspect of it. I feel like you would do great where you're working with people or managing people, and it's definitely like a leadership, but there's a lot of managing people. So it could even be like managing events on a large scale, but I keep getting HR, maybe something along that line.
Okay.
Those lines.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay, who would you like to have address the question next?
I think I'm going to go this way, since I've had readings from you before.
Yes, so I'll just be the anchor. That's fine.
Thank you so much for allowing me to be in service to you.
Thank you.
When you walked in the door, your energy is very flowing. It expands, and it's very energizing to everybody around you. Having said that, I get this sense, or what comes to me is, there's a fear that stops you from doing your own thing and creating your own thing. And that's where you're going to be the most happiest. And to go within and find out what that fear is, I think you're going to find out that you've wasted a lot of time dwelling on a fear that doesn't exactly exist. And you're being asked to now fully trust your journey, and don't second guess yourself. And you've got to start living out of your heart and your throat center. And when I say throat center, it's because it keeps coming to me that sometimes you'll hold yourself back from saying what you really want to say. And that's, again, tapping into that fear. But there's nothing to be afraid of. You throw it out, and it's the other person's problem if they can't deal with it, not yours. But while you're holding yourself back, you're causing these blocks in your throat and your heart. And therefore, what you're supposed to really create isn't showing up to the forefront in regards to that. So I recommend that you spend some time every day, between probably 10 and 20 minutes, and you close your eyes and you scan your body, take a couple of 3 long deep breaths in and out of the nose, and center yourself, and then move your focus to how you're just watching the breath, whether it's right at the tip of your nostrils, you can put your hand on your stomach or on your ribs, it doesn't matter. And observe, like if you have a sensation in the body, don't try not to address it, and just move your awareness back to the breath after you've kind of experienced it. And the same with a thought. Now, then, instead of like holding on to the breath and just that being your main focus, move your focus to your throat and start watching the breath move in and out of that, and then your heart and in and out of that. And you can actually vacillate between the three: the overall breath, the throat, and the heart.
Okay.
And don't be afraid of your journey. I mean, you picked it before you got here, so the agreements have already been made. It's just you trusting it and not letting anything stop you from your trust, including the thinking mind, which is, it's not real anyways. It's the illusion, right? And so doing the breathing techniques and moving your awareness, you're going to go more into who and what you truly are, which is a wise energy that flows with everything. And in that, you're going to open yourself up to take the next step in your journey. And don't fear anything, because fear is an illusion. There's nothing to be afraid of.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's
I love
big
staring
stuff.
into your eyes. You have beautiful eyes.
Thank you.
All right.
The lion's eyes.
Ooh, baby. All right. Let me clear these cards real quick. I don't believe in accidents. All right. So not only do I believe that everybody in this room I was supposed to meet, right? I also
I met
believe
you on the corner like 10 minutes ago.
yeah, and you were wearing that slutty outfit.
I know. That's why you picked me up.
Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. All right. Okay. So I'm going to draw the cards for you. I want you to concentrate on your issue.
Okay.
There will be a job offer, and it's a job offer that is, it feels like a trapeze act. So you're going to take this job offer because then you're not worried about money, right? Now, as soon as you take this job offer, what I'm getting is that it might be the kind of work that you get to do from home or remotely, which means that there's no micromanaging about you getting the job done. So as long as you get the job done, they don't care if it takes you an hour to do the job per day or 8 hours to do the job per day, as long as you get it done. Mm-hmm. What's interesting here is that these last 6 weeks or so, there's been this self-beating up, and that there's this vibe of, I should have done this, or I should have done that, or maybe I shouldn't have done this, maybe I shouldn't have done that. So what it's saying is, don't should all over yourself. As both Tammie and Kris have just indicated, you weren't supposed to stay where you were before. As a matter of fact, if you can get to a place, especially if your former boss happened to be a Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn, if you can get to a place of forgiving this person for basically, and again, air quotes, having to let you go, as soon as you go into forgiveness and instead gratitude, then there's this huge door that opens for you. So this is forgiving the person that let you go. This is you sitting in this vibration of, maybe I could have done something different. But again, you had to leave that last job, because what's opening up for you are two amazing cards. So you have a card called the Rebel and a card called Integration. This card called the Rebel is somebody that creates his or her own business in a very high spiritual way. That what you present is going to be unique to you, because remember, nobody does what you do the way you do it, right? So if you go to the second half of that, is nobody does what you do the way you do it, and the people that are meant to find you will find you, suddenly it shifts. So this regular little job is going to make you not worried about money, but it's going to be flexible enough that you can then be the entrepreneur that you want to be in 2026, where it doesn't compete with the quote day job, right? This card called Integration means that you're bringing a skill to the fore that you've always wanted to do. And it's a beautiful card, because it talks about the balance of good and evil. It talks about the balance of the masculine and feminine energies. It talks about what you have no control over, the phases of the moon, the sunrise and sunset. It's the parameters you're working in. But it leads to a vibration of divine inspiration. So the thing that you're going to do next is divinely inspired. And I almost wonder if that might be the name of your business, Divinely Inspired, because I keep getting, and I just got goosebumps telling you that, because I keep getting that this vibration of people, I get the vibe of people helping themselves create their divine vision, and that it's not the typical way that anyone ever did it before. But remember when I said there's the phases of the sun, the phases of the moon, sunrise, sunset, but it also can be about the seasons. All right, because it's you aligning, and the card resonates to the number. There's 4 major vibrations in this card, so it could be connected to the 4 seasons. This card called the Rebel is the major card, called the Emperor in traditional tarot, but it vibrates the number 4. Now the number 4 is also about foundation, so it's lining up all the elements: air, earth, fire, water. It's lining up anything connected to the number 4. So it's sort of the foundation of 4. But what it says here is that the only thing standing in your way of doing this is that you just need to make the decision to do it. Don't make money the reason why you don't do it, because again, anyone you work with, if you presented it the right way, the financing for the thing you want to do would probably be there by the client.
Mm-hmm.
So this literally means that what you're bringing to the table is this divine inspiration, this divine vision, but I get a very, very sort of hands-on vibe connected with it. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Are you done?
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry.
So this is where we all kind of jump in and give you our 2 cents after the 3 of us have actually been done visiting with you. But she can't wait to talk to you. So we'll go right to her.
So I've been having several downloads, and actually earlier when you walked in, I received some and then I forgot to mention them. Okay. So, there is a talent or gift or passion or something that you have, and you've had it for a long time, and it's time to bring that out into, maybe you don't share it with the world, or maybe you keep it to yourself, or it's something that maybe only people who know you know about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're being divinely guided. Just definitely, I underscore that like multiple times, to like, this is you stepping into your calling, into your purpose. And I feel like it's connected to something that you love. But it's like, maybe you just haven't actually done it or followed it. Also, I'm getting something with a nonprofit or philanthropy. So I don't know if you're at all interested in working for a nonprofit or with, major organization, something surrounding like generosity, community, the nonprofit world. But also, I heard Habitat for Humanity. So I don't know if you've ever considered that.
I haven't.
No, I'm sure y'all have one around here, right?
Oh yeah, we do.
Vegas.
Y'all.
So anyways, but don't let me say that limit you, because anything with nonprofit or the greater good or making a difference, because you have this ability that just you being you can make an impact and help people. So anyways, sorry.
Okay.
Wow.
Tammie, do you have anything else you'd like to add?
You know what you need to do.
I know what I need to do.
Mm-hmm. It's already there. Did you lose somebody that was like a younger guy throughout your life at some point?
At some point, yes.
Yeah. So he keeps like showing up, and he's the one that actually said, you already know what you need to do. Now you need to do it.
Okay.
He's playing on the wall. He's playing everywhere.
So usually what we like to do at the end of our little episode after we've all talked to you is for you to provide us with feedback about your experience. So just in your own words, tell us about your experience today on 3.
Well, this has been wonderful. I truly appreciate being here and having all of your input. You are giving me the path in my mind I'm going to have to sit with it for a minute and get comfortable because change is scary. New things are scary. But the seed is planted and we'll just watch it grow now.
I keep getting that there's going to be something you get to do, that you get to work remotely. So it's like you could put in 20 hours a week, but still make a decent salary. So you're not worried about money. And then, so let's say you work from 9 a.m. till 1 p.m. doing this other thing. And then you have the whole rest of the day to do this other divinely creative thing.
Passion project.
It's
Do you have that? Do you have a passion
Kind of.
Okay. I feel like it's untapped.
well, it's bigger than she thinks it's going to be, because it's according to this, it's got to start in the baby steps so that your spirit can align with it. And I'm going to use a different example to tell you. So when people first get into real estate, they get so excited when they sell their first $250,000 house, right? They get so excited about it. Now the dream is to get to the point where they're selling multi-million-dollar homes. Well, that's a lot of commission coming toward them down the road. But most real estate agents can't go from getting their license to selling multi-million-dollar real estate because, first of all, they don't have the experience and they don't have the poise that goes along with that. Well, you're going to start baby stepping. And so whatever the project is, you're going to start taking pictures and doing maybe little videos of how people are connected with what you do moving forward. Well, then it's going to get bigger and bigger. And that you have earned the bigger and bigger. So it might be something where it's a group thing where it starts out with 6 people. Well, then it goes up to 10 people. Then it goes up to 20 people. Suddenly you're doing a room of 100 people. Well, you get to 100 people, that's like the multi-million-dollar, sort of goal. So according to this, you have the vibration to do it. And with the resources you already know, you might even have the places to do it. So, all right, my friend. Oh, she's got one more thing.
Okay. All right. My angels told me I need to share this with you.
Okay.
Okay. So I've been studying astrology for over 30 years. My family knows, close friends would do it as party tricks, but I kept it very, very separate and hidden because I always feared that it would negatively impact my career. So I'm in construction, my full-time job. I never really thought that I could do anything meaningful with it. It was just something that I'd geek out on and just loved, and I could talk hours about it. 6 months after I shared with Mona my secret, I'm gonna call it my secret, that's when I was invited on the show. And it's something that I thought was never really, it's just something that I love, but I really didn't give it much thought or meaning as far as me doing it or sharing it with others. And it's just actually from the moment I decided to be, I guess, public and share it with others, it's just been like a fast track. And that's what I feel, there's something about you that exists, but maybe you don't put a lot of focus, or maybe it's kind of like you don't really think that it's worth sharing. And specifically, I think it's connected to your intuition. And I feel like there might be some healing that needs to take place in the realm of religious beliefs or spiritual beliefs, or maybe growing up, maybe you had taught to believe a certain way or believe certain things, and then there's some healing that needs to take place. And I actually feel like it might be connected to that.
Interesting.
Does that make sense? Okay.
Tracy, thank you for coming into the studio and having your experience here on the program. I'd like to thank John with WWDBTV for allowing us to have the platform to do this program. Tammie, thank you for being here. Kris, thank you for being here. You guys, until next time, go to www.3.Vegas, THREE.Vegas. Go to How to Be on 3. If you'd like to be in studio, if you happen to be visiting Vegas, we'd love to meet you in person. Just let us know, and we'll make that happen for you. Until next time, stay well. The cast members of Three are not professional attorneys, CPAs, psychologists, marriage counselors, physicians, or financial advisors. You are provided with opinions that are unique to each of the intuitive performers. Three is presented to you for your entertainment.